This is an opportunity for me to share messages with each of you. The first thing that happens is I ask you if you want a message, and you give me an explicit yes. I would never presume I have permission to touch your vibration without your explicit permission. And even if you tell me for the rest of my life, Terry, you've got permission to touch my vibration every time I ask you if I can touch your vibration. Messages, the way it works is you say yes, then my teachers will talk to your teachers and then let me know what it is they would like you to know today for your highest and best good. If you have a very specific topic you want to get information on, hold that topic in your mind very clearly, and even under your breath say, okay guys, I'm wanting a message about this today. And they may or may not give you a message about that. Sometimes Spirit's agenda is not our own. Many times we'll get information about the future. And if something about the future comes up, remember the future is not cast in stone. It's a possibility or a probability. And it casts a shadow before it, and it's given to you that you are forewarned so you can be forearmed. So you can either take actions to bring it about or actions to avoid it, whichever you choose. This is a public forum, meaning that more than one person can hear the message. Because of that, many times Spirit will share a message in such a way that it will be useful to more than one person. So if I'm giving a message to someone else and it feels right, if it rings true, take it. It's not copyrighted, and the advice is often very beneficial to more than one person. After the messages service, we will close and we will set our intention for this week and get some clarity and some context for our actions. So I think that's all the disclaimers. And so Leah, as our guest, would you like a message? You get to go first. So this message comes from Nathan, and Nathan is he's on this side. He kind of looks like a Men in Black kind of costume, wears a black suit, white shirt, thin black tie. He's got a old school medical emblem on his lapel. And he is showing me an image of a pebble being dropped into a very still pool of water. And as soon as the pebble drops in, it's going straight in, the drop comes straight back up, and then all the ripples start to go out from where the pebble falls into the water. And you've had several the word he wants me to use is you've had several circumstances and challenges in life, which even though you don't fully understand them, an incident happens, the pebble drops in the water, and these ripple effects start to go out. And as these ripple effects go out, you keep on living in the middle, but these ripples keep on going out, and they have a way of. This is my word, not his. But the feeling I'm getting as I'm touching into this image and what he's wanting me to share with you is several things in your life are having a butterfly effect. And are you familiar with butterfly effect? So you're having this butterfly effect, and it's reflected. It's represented by these ripples that are going out. And even though you can't see the ripples anymore and you're not there, some of the things and circumstances are still out there impacting others. They're attracting specific people to you. They're having you have a different view of the world than other people. And he's wanting you to know that even though there does not necessarily seem to be a rhyme or a reason, that you're perfectly set up to accomplish what it is you incarnated to bring about this lifetime, which seems to be very specific. And even though you deliberately did not cause these circumstances and these challenges, you've taken, this is like metaphor day, you've taken lemons and you've made lemonade, and you're using the experiences to work to accomplish what you want. If you're not keeping a journal of your psychic intuitive knowings, please do that. There's a difference between, and the way he wants me to share this is he's saying there's a difference between happenstance, synchronicity, and intuitive knowing. And many people these days are really looking for the very specific meanings in happenstance. And this really stands on the shoulders of your question. How do you know you're in that zone? Well, you keep the journal, you do some tests, and you really start to bracket, okay, that was really my mind because nothing ever went with it. That felt different than this, and that was more intuitive knowing. And then there's another differentiation between your intuitive knowing and your spirit guidance from your spirit guides and teachers. So keep that journal. If you're not meditating, please start, and really know that you've, through the course of your life, you set things up to take you to accomplish what it is you incarnated to accomplish. The harsh thing is you're probably not going to know what it is until it's done. And it's not like this grand change the world, but it is a grand change the part of the world that's connected to you. And it really is represented by these ripples going out from the experiences and challenges you've had. All right, so I'm going to bless you and leave you with that. And because we're not in person, I don't get a sense of how you receive this or how it makes sense. So if you're welcome to ask me a question or clarification, or let me know if it made any sense whatsoever.
It all made sense. And the pebble was a really impactful visualization for me. So yeah, it all made a lot of sense. And it was almost, I guess, not exactly what I was asking, but it was what I needed to hear, I guess.
Well, thank you for sharing that, and welcome to our community. I hope you join us again. You can, if you have any questions or follow up, you can send me an email at terry@spirit360.org. And welcome. I'm glad you made it. And Beverly, I think I saw you show up first this morning. Would you like a message? So it's so nice to see you smile back and it not be a forced smile through discomfort. So yay. Okay, so Touch One Link Step's very, very close, and he wants me to commend you on a shift in your mindset after last week's message. It seems like something has shifted or changed kind of in your way of looking at one possible future which you've not wanted to look at before. And he really wants you to underline and flag it and see that at the source of this shift in the mindset is all of the spiritual work and the meditation and the practice and the cajoling back and forth and that you've done over the years. And he's saying it's not quite as impactful yet as that time you really had the breakthrough in your healing with your hip, but it's starting to move that way. about you really being able to see the power of your ability to create and manifest and materialize what you want under the terms you're willing to want them. What he said. So Tinkerbell likes that message, so we're going to land on that. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't, Terry. Thank you.
All right, keep up the good work, and I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye. And Robin,
Bye.
would you like a message? I've got the probability. So this is not an eventuality, but a probability. And it seems like in your part of the world, there is unrest, which you are sensitive to. And it's a next level deepening of your control and your practice to really start to differentiate and discern between many empathic, highly sensitive people perceive generalizations and don't know what to do with them. You're pretty good at keeping them pragmatic. This is my stuff. This is their stuff. This is someone's stuff. I don't even care about stuff. But some of the unrest that's around you is kind of bleeding over into those who are pretty close to you. And the image that Tao Chuan Ling wants me to share with you, I don't know, there was some movie, and in that movie they had like 8 or 10 tornadoes all at once kind of dancing around and doing stuff. But they were all at a distance, and they're not really kind of approaching you, but they're kind of unnerving because you can see all these tornadoes and all this noise and all this unrest and stuff, but you can't feel the freight train. You can't feel the impact. So he's wanting you to observe other people's unrest and only be concerned if you start to feel like the train going by as it starts to approach and get close to you. And you're really good at that, but there's so much of it now, you're kind of getting the fatigue of having to be on guard all the time, or having to be on all the time. So just watch everyone else do their things. And if you start to feel the rumble, if it starts to become real and tangible and you start to feel it, it starts to rock your foundation, then pay close attention to that. Otherwise, stay your course, bless them and leave them with their own stuff, and only deal with it if it becomes, an imminent situation, something that just feels like you can't avoid it. And developing that level of self-guarding will free up part of that psychic space that you're devoting to kind of keeping your eye on all these different things. So I will bless you and leave you with that and see if that made any darn sense.
It made 100% sense, and I really needed to hear that because I am feeling that. So thank you.
Excellent. Lorielle, would you like a message?
Yes, please.
I've got you walking up to a corner. And this is a corner you walk to quite a bit. And the corner is at an intersection. And it's not a very busy intersection, but it's a pretty busy intersection. And you have to cross one of the streets. And typically, you are mentally, physically, intuitively, like fully present in watching what's transpiring for this interaction with crossing the street. But you've got something in your hand it looks like you've got 2 or 3 packages and they're not going right. There's a little bit of wind, and things keep on blowing. And so you're walking up to this corner, which you walk up to all the time, and you're not paying full attention. So I've got a situation that's either just beginning to happen or will be happening in this feels like the next 3 to 4 days, where you're going into a situation you're very comfortable with, distracted. And when you feel that distracted feeling, or this feeling of, this is very comfortable, I've done this 1,000 times, catch yourself doing that and pay full attention. What it feels like it involves traffic, cars and bicycles and stuff like that, and possibly one of the cars that's not very noisy. So pay real close attention. Is it? All right, so I'm working with Tao Chuan Ling. He's my high spirit teacher on my right. And yeah, that's all I'm supposed to tell you. So I will bless you and leave you with that. And then because I don't have we're not connected, I give you an opportunity to either ask for a little bit of clarification or to let me know that made any darn sense. So.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. I will bless you and leave you that. And we have, Bethany. Hi, Bethany. Would you like a message, ma'am?
Yes, please.
And where are you joining us from?
Sharon, Pennsylvania.
Oh, welcome. Welcome. I don't think we've had very many people from Pennsylvania before. How did you hear about us?
I searched for a spiritual church online.
Cool. The way that happens is it's called SEO, and it seems like our SEO is working good. So I'm glad you found us, and welcome.
Thank you.
Let me offer you this message. So I have a joy guide. He's about 6.5 years old. His name is Christopher, and he looks like Buster Brown. And he's got one big front tooth with a hole right next to it. And he shows me the image of you on a pogo stick. So you're on that, and the thing, you kind of jump up and down. And he is showing me your face, and you are not a happy camper about being on this darn pogo stick. And it used to be so much fun, but now it's not fun anymore. And he's reminding you, you can step off anytime. So you got a situation around you, which you used to very much enjoy. It used to be fun. It used to be a relief for you, but now it's no longer fun. And it's just really becoming, he's not showing me anything hurt. Like, when I think about a pogo stick, my ankles and my knees hurt. But I'm not seeing any kind of discomfort physically, but emotionally it's quite, it's time to step off if you're ready to. And this has to do, it feels like an interpersonal situation you're involved with, someone pretty close to you, and some of the behaviors and actions and reactions around that relationship. And I will bless you and leave you with that and see that made any darn sense.
Thank you. That's fine. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. All righty, so now I think that was all our newbies. Let's go back here. And now I go left to right so I don't forget. I'm a very simple, linear kind of person. All right, Mary, would you like a message?
Yes, please.
Do you do any kind of gardening?
No, not really.
Okay. I've got an image of preparing seeds to become sprouts to plant in the spring. And these seeds are really tiny. They look like little like chia seeds. They're really, really tiny. And you're reading the instructions on how to do this, and you've got the little bitty tiny little plants that you put in the ground, and or the little pot, you put it in the ground and it dissolves and becomes compost, and you got the fertilizer and you got the soil. And the package of seeds came with this little bitty tiny spoon. And in each spoon, it holds maybe 4 or 6, maybe 8 little seeds. And they're saying, well, just take them and dump them in each one. And when they sprout, then you pull some of them out and you leave the appropriate number in there. But you put too many seeds in the hole because they're just too big a pain in the ass to, okay, I'm not supposed to say that. Too big a pain in the butt to put in one at a time, but you just don't think that's right. And in this case, absolutely follow what you feel is right, because if you don't, you know that you know absolutely without a doubt that it will upset you the whole time. So this is a situation or a circumstance around you where everything says you should do it one way, but you just know that if you do it that way, it's going to bother you. So trust that, follow that, and realize that you're the expert on you. And all that matters in this project is that the project gets done, but gets done with your set of values and your set of principles that work for you. And it seems like I got another voice in the back that's saying that's taking too much time, trying to go out and deal with these individual little seeds. And you got, fine, I got time, I'll do it. It's worth the extra time and energy and effort for me to do it the way I know I'll be okay with it. And I'll bless you and leave you with that and see if that made any sense, if you have any question or follow-up.
I think that's actually a metaphor for where my life is going right now.
I think quite a few of us are having that type of thing right now. But yeah, if it doesn't ring true or doesn't fit in really close, just file it away, write it down, and then sleep on it for a couple of nights and get into your dreaming true and see what comes up. So, all right, I'll bless you and leave you that.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Claire, you're next. Would you like a message? One second. Hazel, how are we doing on time? Do you have to depart early?
Hold on. Yeah, we're doing okay on time. Probably I can spare another 5 to 10 minutes.
All right, you're next. You're next after Claire, so I just wanted to check in.
Thank you.
All right, Claire, back to you. Yes?
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Claire,
please.
Okay, yeah, there you are. You were frozen. That whole movie Frozen takes on a new meaning when we're in a Zoom world. So never mind. Is your birthday coming up?
What? I'm sorry, what?
Is your birthday coming up?
Not till summer.
Okay, so this is about New Year's. And it's a sense of both relief and disbelief about one more time around the sun. And I knew it was an anniversary, but I didn't know if it was your personal or kind of the holiday. One more time around the sun, and you're kind of like that old thing, well, hell, if I had known I was going to live this long, I would have taken much better care of myself. But here's the part that was really, Tao Chuan Ling really wants you to focus on this year. He really wants you to do some armchair quarterbacking and really look at the progress that's been made in the world and you and several people who are close to you over these decades that you've been here, and really allow yourself how he wants you to do this. This is almost like, it's kind of a sad part of the year because now they start showing all the people who died during the year and all the bad stuff. But it's almost like what I want you to, the feeling I'm getting that he wants you to do is really see how things are progressing, even though it doesn't seem like the progress is linear. It definitely feels like one step forward, two steps back, three steps forward, three steps back, but progress is being made. And if you really look back at your life and how things have unfolded, mistakes made, gifts received, love given and received, you'll get a sense of the overall purpose, the why you're here, where you're going, and where who you are questions. And it's really a self-reflective time and he's saying, prepare for something that's going to come up before your birthday, before the summer. And it's almost like he wants you to have he wants you to do this work before you go into the springtime in the summer. So he says the good, the bad, and the ugly, look at it and see how it all fits together. And I will bless you and leave you with that and see if that makes any darn sense. All righty, so I'm gonna mute you. And Hazel, would you like a message? I'm sorry, I was trying to mute and unmute some stuff. Did you say shake your head? There you
Yes.
are.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh my, I would probably kill this person. So Nathan shows me the image of you. You're not at the same table, but you're in a very close proximity to someone who's drinking tea. And they're taking the tea out of the cup and they're dumping it in their saucer and they're slurping. And this is the most rude, obnoxious noise I can't even imagine. I would probably thump them. And you have an amazing level of patience and tolerance and almost curiosity of what's going on there. And the reason this is coming up now is you've got a couple of circumstances not unlike this around you. And you're pretty darn good at seeing the humor, seeing the practicality, seeing, allowing people to be people, even though sometimes it's a pain in the rear to let people be people. Going into this next week or so this is Jaeger. He hopped in my lap, by the way, if you see something bobbling in my lap. Especially going into this new year, there's going to be a couple of things that are really going to stand out for you. But one of them you want to pay close attention to because there's something more going on there than just a distraction. And I don't get any kind of jeopardy or threat. But things will get clear if you catch this happening when it's unfolding before you. And I will bless you and leave you that and see if that made any darn sense.
Well, not exactly, but I'll just pay close attention to everything that happens.
Yeah. What does that mean anything to you about someone drinking tea out of a saucer instead of the cup?
No.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just the noise is the most rude part of it. So everything, and that was probably up just setting up the noise. So I would say be really conscious of strange, odd, or distracting noises around you.
Okay.
And see if that catches your attention. And if it does, then you can know to direct your attention that way.
All right. Thank you.
I'll bless you and leave you that. And Lisa, would you like a message?
Yes, Terry. Sorry.
No problem. Did your house close?
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
All right, I've got a situation or circumstance that's a recurring situation. And the way it's being shown to me is, do you remember that fairy tale, The Princess and the Pea?
Mm-hmm.
Where the pea gets, you put the pea under the
Yeah.
bed. So it's showing up that way, except the pea is a thorn. So instead of a pea under the mattress, it's like the thorn in the mattress, and it like pokes you in the rear end every now and then. And you keep on looking for the thorn, but you can't find the thorn. And thing is it doesn't happen often enough for you to really tear everything apart to find it. But the thing that is being given to you now, this is coming from Nathan, is that it seems as though you're going to have an episode where the thorn's going to be a pain in your rear. And you're at that point of not wanting to tolerate it anymore. Next time, instead of looking for a black thorn, you want to look for a thorn that's the same color as the mattress. Because every time you've tried to deal with this, you're seeing it, you're looking for things the wrong way. So you're not seeing what's there, you're looking for something that you're not seeing. And this is kind of a play on words. You know, when you lose your keys, the last place you look is where you find your keys, because you've been looking for something that doesn't look right. So every time you try to deal with this, you're seeing it in a way that's not the way it is. So shift your perspective and go into things with an open mind to see things as they really are. Then you'll find that little sucker and you'll be able to pull it out. And it's only one in there. So once you get it identified, and you get it pulled out, and this has to do, either you got a young guy at work this has to do with, or it could be one of your boys. No, bless you and leave you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks,
Any
Coach.
questions or about that?
No. Thank you.
All right, I'll bless you that. All right, Claudia, you're next. Would you like a message?
Yes, please.
Okay, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Fine. You've been taking care of my.
I've got I've got 4 paving stones, and they're set up in a perfect little square. And right in the center between the 4 paving stones is a weed that keeps on coming back. And you keep on trying to deal with the weed, get rid of the weed, but no matter what you do, the weed keeps on coming back. I mean, it's just like clockwork. And you've known since the very beginning, until you really have to pull the paving stones back, dig down, get rid of the root for this weed to get it to go away. Now, what's interesting is you've been dealing with this for so long. You've been just kind of whopping the top off the weed for so long. The root is actually quite big. So the root is quite big. That's why the weed keeps on growing back so quickly, because it's got so much life force from the root system. That when you get ready to do this, it's going to take much longer than you thought. It's going to be a little bit more detailed, a little bit more involved. And this feels to be an area of health and well-being. So if you've got anything you've been neglecting, like just dealing with you've been dealing with on a superficial level and not really getting to the root of the problem. Realize that it is correctable and curable, but you're going to have to get to the root of the problem to get it to go away. And it's not going to be a quick solution. It'll be kind of involved. And I will bless you and leave you with that and see if that made any sense.
My teeth.
Okay. Well, good luck with that. That gives me full body shudder to think about.
Yeah.
All right. I'll bless you and leave that. Happy New Year.
You too.
All righty. I lost my mouse. This is ridiculous. Where the hell is my mouse? All right. So okay, there it is. All right, so looks like we have Albert and Hanna next. Now, Hanna, are you still on the phone, or who's on the? Someone's on the phone with 4879. Is that Wanda?
It's Wanda.
Okay, good. All right, I just need to make sure. All right, so I got everybody else. All right, so I did. Hanna went first last time, so Albert, you want to go first?
Yep.
All right, so Christopher steps very close to me, and he's got one of those toys, and it's got a picture of a guy, and there's a plastic bubble over the guy, and you've got a magnet, and there's metal shavings under the plastic, and your job is to make fine art with this metal shaving. So you take the magnet and you put it at the top and you drag it around. It's the bottom's thin enough that you can drag it around. And you are on a scale of 1 to 10. I've never seen you someone more frustrated in my life. You are so frustrated with this because you can't get the darn thing to do what you want with the tools you've got. And the thing is every time you get a little bit better, you try to do something more advanced and you are not able to leverage the skill you just developed. So you've got a crude instrument made for toys and you're trying to do fine art with, you're trying to do fine art with crayons. And the message on this one is, remember that the intent of the darn thing is to be a game and to be fun, not to be fine art. If you want fine art, go get the fine art supplies. If you're going to play with put the mustache on the guy with the metal shavings, play that game. So remember the intent behind the tools and what you're doing, and don't try to make it something that's not. And I hope bless you and leave you with that and see if that made any sense.
Yeah, I'm usually that way with everything.
Well, be particularly careful or attentive this next week if something's coming up. And it's especially in the area of health and well-being. And I will bless you and leave you with that.
Thank you.
And Hanna, would you like
Yes,
to?
please. Yes, please.
I've got, this is coming from Nathan. And Nathan is showing me possibly the biggest Hershey's Kiss I've ever seen. It's as tall as you are. And it's as big around as a car. And the first thing you think about when you look at this big Hershey's Kiss, that thing that's wrapped in the silver wrapping?
Mm-hmm.
It's milk chocolate and they're yummy is you think, how can I eat this whole thing? And you go to work really, you're so grateful, you're so appreciative, the universe has just rewarded you with this wonderful chocolate sweet treat, and you just can't wait to dig in. But when you dig in, there's no chocolate, it's all styrofoam. And you've got this, you're like a three-year-old little girl who just lost her lollipop. And the thing that is being shared with you now is that if you really look at every major upset you've had in your life, it's almost as far back as you can remember, definitely the last 3 to 5 years, it's because of expectation. You see something, you think it's the big fat Hershey's chocolate, which is like a year's supply of chocolate. And when you open it up, it's a styrofoam placeholder. So really look at how your mind plays tricks on you and sets you up to be upset based on your expectations that things are and should be one way because it looks that way, instead of what you find when you get there. And the lesson for you on this is to really allow yourself to catch that feeling you get of expectation, of this is going to be so great, of this is going to solve all my problems, of this is the answer I've been looking for. Because every time you kind of go down that path, when you get there, it doesn't give you what you want. And the only reason that it's upsetting is because of the expectation that you had when you started to do down the path. And I will bless you and leave you with that.
Yeah, very good. Very good. I got it, and I'm working on this for some time already. Thank you.
Yay. I'm glad you got it, and I wish you all the best with that. So, all right, Wanda, it's your turn.
Okay, yes.
All righty. Do you have a dog?
No.
Okay. I've got a little puppy around you, and the puppy's it's like it's like the poster child of Chihuahuas. So it looks just like whatever, if you went into the standard breeds book on Chihuahuas, this looks like just the Chihuahua. It's like the #1 in the world Chihuahua, perfect Chihuahua. And as you're looking at this perfect Chihuahua, the picture is so appealing that you overlook the fact that regardless of if it's the perfect Chihuahua, they are a nervous little dog, they shake. And you're not wanting a nervous, there's already a nervousness around you and you don't need more nervousness. So there's a circumstance coming up around you where something's going to be presented to you that looks really good. On the surface, it's perfect. But when you dig deeper and you really touch into what you know and what you know in your heart, it's not a good solution for what you want. So if you're looking to get a pet and you don't like Chihuahuas because they're kind of nervous, and
I don't.
and the perfect Chihuahua is presented to you, even though it's a gift, even though it's gorgeous, even though it's just like the perfect Chihuahua, you just don't like Chihuahuas. So be aware of someone offering you a gift that just doesn't feel right for you, and allow yourself to politely decline, because it's going to cause more problems than it will solve, especially when it comes to your preferences with a couple of things that are coming up in the first part of the year. That make any sense?
Well, I haven't gotten it yet, but I will watch out for it.
Excellent. All right, my dear.
Huh?
I was gonna say, I bless you and leave you with that, if that's it.
I did have a question, but it has nothing to do with anything. It's just I don't know how to send my email to your email.
Did you send it to Terry at spirit360.org?
I'll try again. I don't know how to do that.
How do you? Yeah, Albert, would you mind helping her, or can someone help her on that?
Later on. I was trying to get
how do you send emails?
trying to get into your classes.
How do you send emails? Do you have a computer, or do you have how do you get on?
I'm at the phone. I'm at the phone, but I will send you my email at that. If you want, I'll try.
Yeah, so just send an email to me at terry@spirit360.org. Now, do you have like an iPhone?
That I have. Yeah, that's why I'm talking to through the telephone.
Okay, so you can go to spirit360.org, the website, spirit360.org. Then there's a contact form on there I know works, and you can contact me that way, fill in the form, and then that'll get you dialed in.
Okay.
All righty. Happy New Year. Talk to you soon. All right. I believe everyone's had a message. If you haven't had a message, unmute. I think we all have, though. Okay. I think that's everybody. All right. So now we're going to close the service. And this is kind of a fun part for me. I just started doing this a little while ago, and I'm just absolutely madly in love with it. I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. The way we're going to do this is we're going to make a circle across time and space, and Spirit's going to make the connection. So I want you to hold up if you want to play, you can. If you don't want to play, you don't have to. But put up your right hand or your left hand. And if you know your teachers on the left side, say their name. So Nathan, hold my hand. If you don't know their name, say Lefty, hold my hand. Go over here and say Tao Chuan Ling, hold my hand, or Righty, hold my hand. So now you got your teacher on your left holding your left hand. You got your teacher on your right holding your right hand. And be present with them right now and feel the energy, feel the connection, feel their love, their acceptance. And revel in that experience that you've got two of the people who love you most in this world connected with you right now. Now I'm going to invite our spirit guides and teachers to connect us all together across time and space and complete the circle. And notice how the energy flows from your right hand to your left hand. So it comes in from righty and goes out through lefty. And feel that connection. Feel the community of like minds and kindred spirits connecting across time and space through our spirit guides and teachers. And as we connect across time and space, I want you to imagine it's next Sunday, the first Sunday of 2021, January 3rd. And one thing on your list got done, it got accomplished. It's a milestone, it's a goal, it's something you want to have in your life is here. And how does it feel to show up here next Sunday having had that complete? Do you feel happy? Do you feel relieved? Do you feel satisfied, fulfilled, accomplished? Whatever that feeling is, whatever that sense is, that's your context, that's your intention for the week. And I want you to hold that for every thought, every action for this whole week. And I invite our spirit guides and teachers to help us open our eyes to see our next step, our ears that we may hear, our minds that we may understand, and our hearts that we may give and receive love freely as we walk our paths this week in completing this task within this context of completion and fulfillment. So the next Sunday when we get together, your truth will be materialized before you. And I want to close this circle and wish you all Happy New Year. I want to thank our guides and teachers for being here with us, and let's bid them goodbye and let the circle be complete. And as we connect across time and space and this new year, darn it, my thing keeps on just like completely disappearing. I wish you all Happy New Year and goodbye. Be safe, and hope to see you on Wednesday during our absence healing service, our absence healing training. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks,
Happy New
Terry.
Year.
Happy
Happy New
New
Year.
Year.
Bye-bye.